www.secrets.co.uk. A guide to cheese. From our award-winning farm shop. Cheese styles. What's on our labels? Canop inspiration. Secrets Farm, Farm Shop and Seasonal Pick Your Own. At Secrets Farm. At Secrets Milford. Cover, back page. And inside front images by Donacris. You can find more about this award-winning photographer Donacris on her website www.donacris.com or Instagram at Donacris. Additional images, editing, writing, and styling by Shirley Posner at Eat Surrey. Keep up with our news by following us on. Why not sign up to our monthly newsletter? From our website for news, seasonal recipes, wine recommendations and product updates. Our newsletter is published on 1st of each month. Sign up here. The cheese in our cover shot is Cahors, a soft cheese made from cow's milk. In the village of Cahors, France. It has a cylindrical shape and is a soft, ripened, creamy cheese with a crumbly texture. It forms a white velvet soft rind and is aged for at least 2 weeks before eating, but up to 2 months. Many people like to eat young Cahors when its rind is hardly formed, but it's also delicious when it's older. This is true for many cheeses, and experiencing a cheese at different times in their aging process is offered in some rural French restaurants, who may even make their own cheese. Image page 11, recipe on page 12 by Caroline Weaver. At Everyday Fabulous Food. www.secrets.co.uk/newsletter. Here at Secrets, our cheese counter team have been working hard to supply as much information about each cheese we carry. We are adding tasting notes to all our labels. Let's take a look at an example here to see what each one will tell you. What's on the label? Place of origin. As a British cheese, we will tell you the county where it is made. For an imported cheese, we will give the country. This is the code for our tills and weighing scales and for our staff to use. This tells you what animal the milk used in the cheese is from. We sell cheese made from cows, goats, sheep, ewes and buffalo milk. This is our news section where we are adding interesting facts and tasting notes to help you make your selection. Rennetta's essential ingredient in cheese making and traditionally comes from an animal source. Now there are vegetarian rennettes available, which some cheesemakers use in preference. Use of rennette from a non-animal source allows us to label a cheese as being vegetarian. A cheese can be made from raw milk, unpasteurized, or with pasteurized milk. The UK advises that women who are pregnant avoid products made with raw milk, so it's of use here too. Bacteria is essential in cheese making, and using raw milk gives some cheeses their unique flavor and texture. This is the price you will pay per 100 g of the cheese you select. Cheese styles. We sell cheeses that represent all the different cheese-making styles available. Here is a quick guide to what they are and examples of cheeses that represent them. Just a snapshot here of the most popular styles. Soft fresh cheeses. Ricotta, fromage blanc, cream cheese and cottage cheese. All have a short shelf life and need to be eaten while they are fresh, within about 10 days of production. Mozzarella and burrata are fresh cheeses that are further heat treated and pulled to create a smoother texture and the process squeezes out more moisture too. Burrata is filled with shredded curd mixed with cream and tied. Semi-soft fresh cheeses. Scamorza are a close relative of mozzarella and dried for 2 weeks. Scamorza is often smoked too and it's loved in baked dishes like older mozzarella for its flavor and texture. Semi-soft ripened cheeses. A cheese-making style that used to be associated with European cheesemakers but now adopted in the UK too. These are cheeses that have specific bacteria added that create a rind and inner cheese texture and flavor. For example, Brie de Meaux, Camembert and other soft ripened cheeses often made in large flat wheels or as smaller individual cheese. These tend to have a ripening period of 6 to 8 weeks. Young Goudas, Taleggio, Havarti and Munster also belong in this group. Hard-pressed cheese. Hard-cooked cheese. Hard-pressed cheeses are most commonly found in the UK such as Cheddar, Stilton, Wensleydale, Lancashire and Cheshire, also referred to as territorial cheeses. Different flavors and textures are created by the maturing time, added ingredients, origin of milk, breed of cow and what they are fed on. Parmesan, Pecorino, Manchego, and Grana Padano also belong to this group. Hard-cooked cheeses, for example French, Swiss and Italian mountain cheeses are made use heat processing. This involves cutting the curds very small to remove moisture which are then heated, creating a more supple, elastic texture and sweeter flavor. Examples here include Comte, Gouda, Mayfield, Gruyere and Emmental. Within this group some have large naturally occurring holes which is associated with the bacteria added to the cheese-making process which produce gas and create holes, just as they do in sourdough bread. Blue cheeses. Often made as softer, open-texture cheeses, the addition of blue mold, once a natural process, now added, which form veins where the blue mold oxygen-loving mold can grow. Often this is initiated by piercing the cheese to allow air in. Classic examples are Stilton, Blue Vinny, Roquefort, Gorgonzola, Shropshire Blue. Stiltons and Cheddars are always popular Christmas cheeses and we offer them cut from whole cheeses or in the form of smaller truckles. We buy our Stiltons from 3 award-winning cheesemakers Cropwell Bishop, Long Clawson and Colston Bassett. Stilton has PDO status, protected designation of origin set by the European Commission. Due to this, Stilton can only be made in Derbyshire, Leicestershire and Nottinghamshire and we only buy those of the highest quality. Stilton is produced in 2 varieties, blue and white, whose unique flavor and texture are created by the special cultures used in their production. Of Cheddars, a festive favorite is Wookey Whole made by Ford Farm in Dorchester. This cheesemaker uses local milk at their Dorset dairy and once made the cheese is matured at the Wookey Whole caves in the Mendip Hills. We also have a variety of other wonderful cheddars, many of which are award-winning. In addition to the selection shown here, we have an amazing range of cheeses from the UK and Europe. You'll find a selection featured in this leaflet, but with over 300 cheeses in store, it's only a snapshot of what we have to offer. Christmas cheeses. Wookey Whole, Cave-aged Cheddar, Colston Bassett, Blue Stilton, Wookey Whole, Goat's cheese, Cheddar, Cropwell Bishop, Stilton. It takes nearly 10 liters of milk, To make 1 kilogram hard cheese like cheddar or Stilton, Godminster, truffle, cheddar. Did you know? Long Clawson, Stilton, Gold 2020. B O T H W I N N E R S A T T H E T O P G R E A T T A S T E P R O D U C E R Supreme Champions A L T O G E T H E R M O G N I F I C E N T. Hard cheeses are those that have been matured for 6 months to 3 years. The more mature the harder they get and their flavor profiles become more intense. You will often see that cheeses are graded by the time they have been left to mature, and this indicates a change in taste to the consumer. From Red Leicester, Mimolette, Manchegos, Goudas, Parmesans, Pecorinos and Yard, there is a wonderful array of hard cheeses to try. For example, this delicious semi-hard goat's cheese is featured in our canapés selection. See center spread. It works really well with fresh dates and oak smoked copper hard cheeses. This seasonal farmhouse cheese is produced from the scented milks of goats grazing during the summer months in the heart of the mountains of the Valley d'Aspe at an altitude of 1,200 m. Why not try? Matured for 6 months. Semi-hard. Uncooked Kent, Beaufort, Cantal, Gouda, Abondance, Cornish Yard, Cave-aged Gruyere, Molitano with truffles, Valdian Picos Blue, Beauval, Roquefort Papillon, Gorgonzola, Dolcelat, Montagnolo Blue, Blue Monday, Black Sticks, Blue cheeses. Blue cheeses are made across the range of cheese styles apart from fresh. To be blue, a cheese has a specific blue mold-forming bacteria added which will give the cheese its character. It will interact with other ingredients in the cheese to give a specific flavor profile which can be manipulated by ripening times. We sell a large variety of semi-soft and hard blue cheeses. From classic Stiltons, Blue Brie, crumbly blues such as Beanley, soft, mild and creamy, Cashel, Beval, Forme d'Ambert, Oxford Blue, Shropshire and Gorgonzola, to more intense blues including Roquefort and Picos de Europa. This award-winning Stilton is one of 3 we offer at Secrets. Out of those we offer, this is vegetarian. Why not try? Matured for 12 weeks. Uncooked. Semi-hard. This award-winning Spanish Blue is made with a mixture of cow's and goat's milk. It has a spreadable creamy texture and often likened to a strong blue like Roquefort. Matured 45 days. Uncooked. This creamy goat's cheese is one of our favorites. Serve on freshly toasted sourdough bread, oat cakes or crackers with charcuterie or chutney. Also delicious in sweet and savory dishes. Fresh soft cheeses are unripened cheeses that are ready to consume as soon as they are made. They can be made with any dairy milk, and common types include cottage, cream, ricotta, mascarpone and mozzarella. Mozzarella is created by taking fresh cheese and heating and pulling it to create a stringier texture. Burrata is a mozzarella that has been stuffed with shreds of stretched cheese mixed with cream that is tied into the cheese. They are made by adding rennet or acid, notably lemon juice or vinegar, to raw or heated milk to separate the curds and whey. These cheeses have a short shelf life, must be refrigerated and used with 10-14 from production if bought unpackaged from an artisan producer. These cheeses are used extensively in sweet and savory dishes. Their versatility makes them a popular ingredient. To increase shelf life, some further processing by salting in brine gives us feta and halloumi cheeses. Soft cheeses. Why not try buffalo mozzarella, burrata, cheddar, mascarpone, creme fraiche, ricotta. Le roux can be eaten from day of production. Fresh soft, fresh date, Pyrenean goat's cheese, and oak smoked copper canapés. 12 fresh dates, stones removed. 1x75 g pack Tempus oak smoked copper. 80 g Pyrenean goat's cheese. Roll up a slice of copper and insert into each date. Cut the goat's cheese into slices and then cut 24 triangles and place in the dates. Squeeze slightly to hold the cheese and copper in place. Chill until required. These can be made in advance. Truffle brie with honey and pistachios on rye and charcoal sourdough crackers. 125 g brie with truffles, straight from the fridge. 12 Peter's Yard rye and charcoal sourdough crackers. Some baby salad or rocket leaves. 2 to 3 teaspoon clear honey. We used Mrs. B.'s honey from bees kept at Secrets. 1 tablespoon chopped pistachios. Cut the brie into 12 slices and place one on each cracker. Place a leaf of top of each and then just before serving drizzle a small amount of honey on top of each and a sprinkle of pistachios. Manchego cheese and serrano ham with baby salad leaves and green mustard dressing. IX 100 g pack wheeled smoker serrano ham. 125 g manchego, cut longwise into 6 sticks. Half a pack of baby salad leaves. Lay out the ham and place the leaves and manchego at one end of the ham with leaves poking out of each end. Roll up and cut each down the center to make 2 canapés. 2 tablespoon white wine vinegar. 2 tablespoon extra virgin olive oil. 2 teaspoons green tarragon mustard. Mix together and serve alongside the canapés. For the green mustard dressing, each recipe makes 12 canapés. Easy. Assemble canapés. Recipes on page 7. Easy. Assemble canapés. Recipes on page 9. Chalk Farm hot smoked trout pumpernickels with goat's cheese and honey mustard dressing. 12 pumpernickel rounds, or use slices of cucumber. Half a pack of chalk stream hot smoked trout. 80-100 g natural Irish goat's milk cream cheese. Fresh dill to garnish, optional. Christmas cake and Stilton stacks with sticky fig relish. Smoked cheddar with fruit and nut toasts. and jam-packed chili jam. Lay out the toast on a serving plate or board. Thinly. Butter, optional, and top with cheese slices. Spoon. A little chili jam on each slice. Garnish with half a cherry tomato and a sprig of fresh thyme. Honey mustard dressing. 2 teaspoons of whole grain mustard. 2 teaspoons of honey mustard. 1 to 2 teaspoon olive oil, to thin. 12 small squares of Christmas cake, approx 2x 2 cm. 12 small squares of Stilton cut from 100g wedge. Tracklements sticky fig relish. Lay out the Christmas cake on a serving board and top with Stilton. Spoon a little fig relish on each. Delicious, served with a glass of port. 12 slices of fine cheese company fruit and nut toasts. Soft butter to spread, optional. 80-100g smoked cheddar. Chili jam, we used jam-packed here. 6 I love white mixed color baby tomatoes. Some fresh thyme leaves to garnish, optional. Vacherin Morne d'Or. On sale from October to March in the farm shop. This seasonal cheese is made from milk produced by cows that feed on fresh pastures in the Alps after the snow has melted. Baked Vacherin Morne d'Or with white wine and fresh rosemary. This is almost like a cheats fondue where you remove the top of the vacherin, add a spoonful of white wine and a few sprigs of rosemary. Simple but a classic example of how selecting top quality ingredients can help to create something really spectacular in minutes. Heather on our cheese counter loves to bake this with a drizzle of maple syrup and crispy bacon. Perfect to go with pre-dinner drinks or for a delicious wintry lunch or on a grazing platter. Served here with some small silver skin onions to cut through the richness of the cheese. Ingredients: Vacherin Morne d'Or cheese. 1 tablespoon of dry crisp white wine such as Riesling. A few sprigs of fresh rosemary. 1 loaf of hungry guest baguette Elaine. This is 100% sourdough and a perfect match here. A bowl of silver skin or small pickled onions. Method: preheat the oven to 200 degrees C. Carefully remove the rind on top of the cheese but leave it in its box. Add the wine and tuck in the rosemary. Now place in the hot oven and leave for 15 minutes. Slice the bread on the diagonal if you want slightly longer slices. Toast and lay on serving platter or board with the onions or pickles of your choice. Serve once the cheese is heated and scoop up the melted cheese on the bread. Delicious, served with a dry white wine or a champagne. Recipe and image by Caroline Weaver of At Everyday Fabulous Food. Smoked cheeses. Smoked cheeses are thought to have originated from cheeses cured close to open fires either in the home or on small holdings. People loved the flavors that smoke added to cheeses, and smoked cheese became an established and controlled production method. Nowadays there are smoked cheeses in all cheese styles and they are very popular. Here we have featured a smoked cheddar log. The smokiness works beautifully with the creamy mild texture and flavor notes. You'll find many different smoked cheeses in our collection. From mature cheddars to Dorset Red. Smoked cheeses are great partners with tartar fresh fruit and chili jams. Smoked applewood and charnwood are dusted in smoked paprika, which adds to their smoky flavor notes. Smoked cheeses also are amazing when used in cooking. Why not add a bit of smoked cheese to fondues, gratin dishes or even pizza? Why not try smoked charnwood, smoked applewood, smoked Wensleydale, oak smoked Godminster, smoked Dorset red, smoked Quicks cheddar, smoked Tom. Goat's cheese has a mild flavor, so it's only lightly smoked to enhance rather than overwhelm. The resulting flavor will depend on the wood used, such as apple wood or oak. Mature cheddars can cope with higher levels, and the resulting flavor profiles are very different. Cheddar is ready to eat 2 weeks after production. As it ages, it becomes creamier around the rind, which is a much loved feature of this cheese. Soft ripened cheeses. Soft ripened cheeses are hugely popular. Made from all dairy milks using raw or pasteurized milk. Many of these softer traditional cheeses rely heavily on the natural bacteria in the milk that's used, so heat treating is not desirable. Where cheesemakers have their own herds and carefully choose pastures, this is more likely to. This is why some cheeses are only made in one region by one cheesemaker and would be impossible to replicate somewhere else with different conditions. More contemporary cheeses rely on pasteurization to clear naturally occurring bacteria, so they can add a chosen culture to create specific style of cheese. Why not try? Every cheese has its own story. Ours, whose origins have been traced back to the Middle Ages, is cylindrical in shape at around 10 cm in diameter and 6 cm in height, and made in 2 sizes. It's made with either raw or pasteurized milk. It must coagulated, the change from liquid to a solid, over at least 12 hours. This helps build the lactic acid and ultimately the final flavor. These are set out in the AOC regulations for this cheese set in 1970. The ripening process for ours takes 2 weeks, 2 months. It is a personal choice how young or old you eat a cheese like this, but it will get creamier and become more runny as it ages. In addition, the flavor and aroma will get stronger until it spoils. Specific bacteria are added to the milk to create texture and flavor. Mold is added to the surface to create the rind. Taleggio, Reblocken, Schomes, Liverot, Morbia, Pirigas, Brie de Meaux, Délice de Bourgogne, Brillat Savarin, Camembert or Calvados. To complicate things even further, some soft ripened cheeses have washed rinds. Examples of these include Taleggio, Reblocken and Schomes. This knocks out some of the molds and bacteria present and encourages growth of new ones that ultimately change the finished flavor and structure of the cheese. Rinds can be washed with alcohol such as champagne or cider. Ours shown here is not a washed cheese. Villarejo is a raw sheep's milk cheese, cured in Iberian lard and rosemary. This Manchego-style cheese has a dense and lightly crunchy texture, with buttery and herbal aromas. It is full-flavored, savory, and delicate. Langres are made in the Champagne country, using raw cow's milk. A creamy, rich, soft cheese washed during maturation with Marc de Bourgogne. Champagne. Doorstone is a goat's cheese from the Courtyard Dairy in Herefordshire. It's sold at just 2 weeks old. Hence its light, fluffy texture and bright, citrusy flavors. An outstanding and much loved cheese. Cashel Blue is an Irish cow's milk. Creamy texture. Handmade Irish blue cheese. It has a full flavor but is renowned for being lighter than many blues. Molitano is a mature hard cheese made with raw sheep's milk, made in Sardinia, and similar to Pecorino but marbled with black truffle which is added 60 days into the maturing process. Morne d'Or is a wonderfully soft, resin-scented, seasonal cow's milk cheese. Only available from October, March as it's only made with milk from cows who have fed on fresh pastures. Here is an example of an interesting cheese board with a range of European cheeses. They all have different but complementary flavors and textures. Rich cheeses like these are lovely served with fresh fruit and crispy sourdough crackers. Recipe on page 12. Recipe on page 11. Preserves, crackers, and breads. We have a huge selection of preserves, chutneys, crackers and breads to complement our cheeses. You'll find our chutneys opposite the cheese counter and the selection shown above feature in our canop recipes. This, again, is just a snapshot of what is on offer and it's essential to visit and see for yourself the full selection. Our crackers are located close the cheese counter and we have sourdough crackers, Melba toasts with added fruit and nuts to traditional oat cakes. Our bread table is in the center of the store and we buy from several bakeries. From true sourdoughs, slow doughs and craft breads we have a fantastic selection for you to choose from. Secrets. Hurst Farm, Chapel Lane, Milford, Surrey, GU85 WHO.